we did the first time, or the first
Yeah.
part of reading. So, did you read it till the end at home or not? I
Honestly,
actually forgot.
I read I
Really?
read actually, yeah, yeah. And you know, I believe we were a little bit wrong. The
Mhm,
Living Dead, we thought like it's burnout, yeah, when you feel
mhm,
exhausted because of work much. But actually, here the idea is different.
mhm,
Yeah. But I can read if no, so I think I will read it again with you
mhm.
just
Okay, okay.
because the vocabulary is great here.
Yeah, okay. So I think I will do it quite quickly. So yeah.
Okay, I will read too as well. Yeah.
Okay. Mhm. So drifting off too is repeated, I think, at least 2 times here.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, his own experience when he worked at this dull mm, job, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And this man, yeah,
Yeah.
the
Mm-hmm.
boss, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
drifting away. Good expression.
Uh-huh. She'd set the wheels in motion. Okay.
Yeah,
Really
yeah.
nice.
The idiom, like meaning that she would get done it, like
Mm-hmm.
they will begin to do this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, something
but
like
actually,
start the process, yeah, of
yeah,
something. Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Oh, a pain in the neck. That's nice.
Mm-hmm.
That they are is like recycling the vocabulary. Mm,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nice big juicy paycheck.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Hmm. Enthuse, an interesting word. I have never seen it as a verb. Mhm.
Yeah. Here it means, if I'm correct, admire someone
Uh-huh.
or
Yeah.
something. Mm-hmm.
It's like enthusiastic, yeah, and to
Mm-hmm.
enthuse, it's like to be enthusiastic, yeah, to express
Yeah.
excitement about something.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I got it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hmm.
And it
Interesting.
sounds, yeah, to me that living dead, it's like, we most of us have the same problem when you do the dull work, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
I like these phrases at the beginning of the second part, that he returned home with his shoulders slumped, his
Mm-hmm.
head bent, and his mind numb. So it's
Mm-hmm.
like not motivated, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so not
Yeah.
energetic just because of the boring, monotonous work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Agree. And I also think that maybe The Living Dead might be about other people working in the company because they are also so not interested in their work and they are so not enthused that they just don't care about
Mhm.
like how a person
Mhm.
can be hired, can still be an employee of the company without any tasks
Yeah,
to do, and yeah, so they just don't care, and
yeah,
their vitality has been also drained away, and they just
yeah, yeah. And they just didn't get the idea how they could benefit from this situation. Yeah. So,
yeah.
like, well qualified employee, something new, but no, not interested at all. Yeah,
hmm
living dead.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I actually believe that such company could go bankrupt after a couple of maybe years. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know because
Mm-hmm.
yeah, when people work like that in the company, it doesn't lead to anything good, I
Yeah.
guess. Okay,
Yeah.
so and yeah, we have to match yeah A1 and AJ to make phrases from the story, or they
Mhm.
all were quite nice. So my vitality drained away.
Mhm. Then acquire new skill. It's something that I know. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Acquire new skills.
Yeah. Sponsor huh sponsor me, I think it was.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, sponsor me. I think yes. Sparked my interest in
Mm-hmm.
something. Yes, sparked my interest in management. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. So get the most out of its investment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, his mind was drifting off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's like when you are distracted, thinking something. about something else, but not work or person in front of you. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, then set the wheels in motion. Yeah.
Mhm. Okay, passed this on to someone else.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Which begs the question, I guess there was.
Yeah. Yeah. Like quite strange situation, which
Mm-hmm.
begs the question. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And get a redundancy payment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Begs the question. Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
So, and yeah, so we should discuss. Yeah, do you think what happened was a freak occurrence? Who was most to blame for the situation and why? And what lessons can you take from the story? I think that maybe we partially discussed it. Yeah, so let's think.
Mhm.
So, do you think it was a freak occurrence or not?
Freak occurrence. It's like strange. Yeah.
Uh,
Something
y-
strange,
yeah, yeah. So,
accidental. Yeah.
yeah. So just not planned. Yeah. So
Mhm.
not the how do we call it? Not the complex problem. Yeah.
Maybe yes, just because look, we see that he uh, contacted and talked to many people, HR, finance director, someone else, and actually they just ignored him. Yeah, like HR, she was thinking about something else. Her mind was drifting off to another place. Then one more person was quite blank, yeah, so
Mm-hmm.
not interested at all what the person was talking about. So then some two more situations when he started working, but nothing good. So the results weren't impressive at all. So maybe the people, the employers in this company just, I don't know, they didn't take any interest in
Mm-hmm.
this person, in his education. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, and just we're quite irresponsible. So it's like the human factor,
Mm-hmm.
actually. Yeah. I don't know why, just because they have an idea, all these people, they have good salary, like juicy
Mm-hmm.
paycheck, but they work actually absolutely badly. Yeah, not interested at all. Because
Mm-hmm.
for me, if I'm not interested in something, maybe because I have poor salary, maybe yes. But here, the organization is quite big and maybe successful, but actually, no one is interested in their work. So yeah, it was, I believe, a freak occurrence, but just because of the human factor, people who work in this company. And maybe it was not just one case. If they have such attitude to their work, maybe there were more cases of
Mm-hmm.
such situation.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so but actually, I beg to differ a bit,
Mhm.
because so I'm sure that if such occurrence is possible in the company, so it means that something is wrong with the whole system, yeah, like with the whole process of work in the company. And so also if we go back to the first part, and yeah, this guy, what was his name, David, yeah, David said that this system was cheating itself. So
Yeah.
I believe that the whole system, yeah, the whole work conditions, they are so unsparking, maybe, or maybe unenthusing for people, that they just don't have any
interest or determination, maybe.
they don't have any determination, you're right, to work and to care about the results of the company, of the company's work. And so I'd say that it's more of a complex issue.
Like maybe organization, how it's organized,
and
maybe,
how everything is controlled there, and how the work results are checked, for example. And because I'm sure that if there was
like a supervisor,
yes, a supervision program, maybe, or if there was at least like, oh my god, how do they call it, KPI tracking or something like that. So at least once every 2 months, for example, or even every 3 months. So they would definitely notice that somebody doesn't work, and there is no result of someone's work. And obviously there might have some questions might have been a reason. So
I see. I have the same point. So
okay. So what's next? Who was most to blame for the situation?
The system, maybe people, how do we say, people who are in control, in who are responsible, to maybe some kind of like, how do we call, not a direct
the people
chief,
in charge,
chief
CEO?
executive, CEO, just people in charge. So there are some people who just should take control of what is happening, but they don't.
Agree. So, and I also like the phrase that this boss, so then his dull look, in the dull look in his eyes, so okay.
And drifting off to something else.
Okay. So, and the last one, what lessons can you take from the story?
Tricky question. Like, why not? I mean, if I were in such situation, because actually nothing bad happened to him. I mean, he didn't have to pay some fine, some money. Maybe he felt like, when you are a young, so enthusiastic person, you just really want to do something, like this phrase, get the most out of his education, his enthusiasm. And when people ignore you, of course, you just feel unhappy, your vitality drains away. So maybe it was like bad experience for this person, just because no one took him seriously. But if you need to, this good phrase, when you need to bring bread to home, when you have a family, you need to earn money, and you have juicy salary, so and actually you don't work so hard. So from this point of view, okay, why? So it's not me who cheat their system. It happened like that. It's controversial, so it's bad for the employees' enthusiasm, his what's English for his self-being, perhaps. But if I care about some problem, where to live, how to live, pay some money, pay the rent, it's like this. So
okay. Actually, what lessons can you take? So the first lesson that I took, from the story is that there are companies who can afford
Yeah.
to keep to keep employees that do nothing. And I also thought that maybe I should go to a kind of such place, because
Mhm.
it's like, there maybe it sounds not very well, but
Mhm.
then if you don't have to do anything at work, and the company pays you money, and so everyone is okay with it, like
Yeah.
when you have already tried to change something, but um uh, nobody this phrase, nobody sets the wheels in motion.
Yeah.
So you have the full right to do anything you need
Mhm.
while being paid, and so like maybe saving money for something that you want and
Yeah.
need, and saving money for your hobby, or maybe for the courses, to
Mhm.
get some new profession or something like that. So actually, I don't see anything in it, and
Mhm.
if people in charge agree to this
Yeah.
state of things, so why not? So it's not
Mm.
my responsibility. So.
But again, it's some kind of, it was unfair because throughout the story we see that David tries to contact all these people most of time,
Mm-hmm,
and at the end he was made redundant, and like it was him who they blamed. Yeah, you didn't work, you didn't fit our company. So
mm-hmm,
maybe it can be quite painful for David. Yeah.
mm-hmm. Yeah,
So,
yeah.
again, we should be like on alert. So if you work in any companies, you should take care of yourself. Maybe not so believe everyone. Yeah, like maybe have a contract.
Mm-hmm,
No, what the contract is like. So just be possible to like you think about yourself, because other people sometimes can forget about you. Yeah.
mm-hmm. Yeah, agree. Okay, so uh, I actually like. I think that maybe some years ago, maybe 3 or 4 years ago, I would say that no, how it's possible? Like you are cheating these
Yeah.
people in the company, and so on and so forth. But now I already feel myself like more mature, or
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that's really funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so. And let's move on to the listening. Yeah.
Mhm.
And so we should listen to a brief summary of the lessons. David, I still don't get how to pronounce his
The
surname.
same Bolchover. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, so David Bolchover.
It's, I
How?
believe, quite famous person in his circle. Yeah.
Uh, yes, actually,
Perhaps.
he is still alive, and
Mhm.
he is a British author and commentator. And the focus of his writing has ranged from the modern workplace to football.
Mhm.
And okay, so actually he got a lot of books, but how to
Mhm.
pronounce it?
Yeah.
Still, there is no. Uh,
Bolchover. Yeah, it depends. It
uh,
sounds like Russian or Polish, or maybe like this is her name.
mm-hmm.
I
So
I
just
don't know.
Bolchover. Okay,
Bolchover. Yeah.
Bolchover. It's like double.
Mm-hmm.
Double stress. Okay, so takes from his experience, answer the questions. It's in exercise 6. Actually,
It's
okay.
like what he thinks,
Yeah,
yeah?
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Okay.
it's 30 a.m. Just a moment. Mm, 30.
Track 30. Is David Bolchover's experience a freak occurrence, Well, maybe, but only in the sense that he was allowed to stay at home to not work. Bolchover argues that much of the workforce in many big companies is badly underemployed at work and backs up his arguments with a barrage of statistics. 1 in 3 of all midweek visitors to a UK theme park had phoned in sick. In 1 year, there were 9 million questionable requests for sick notes from the doctor. That's about a third of the working population. 2/3 of young professionals have called in sick because of a hangover, and on it goes. Once at work, things don't improve. On average, employees spend 8.3 hours a week accessing non-work-related websites, and 14.6% of all so-called working Americans say they surf the net constantly at work. 18.7% send up to 20 personal emails a day, and 24% said they had fallen asleep at their desk, in a toilet, or at a meeting. Bolchover argues that there's a conspiracy of silence over this workplace slacking. Workers have no vested interest in saying they do nothing, while businesses want to maintain their image of being highly efficient. Underemployment happens, he suggests, because workers feel a disconnection with big companies. Unlike with small companies, employees don't see how their small contributions fit into the whole picture. Furthermore, managers typically fail to develop or motivate workers because, he claims, in large corporations, people progress not by looking down, but by looking up. Instead of managing effectively and getting the most out of those under you, the way to get ahead is by advertising yourself and networking with those above you. People below you don't give promotions. With smaller companies, slacking happens less because workers see how failure to pull your weight can directly impact on colleagues and the company. Bolchover suggests the solution, therefore, is to break up large companies into smaller competitive units. From a worker's view, doing nothing might seem fun at first, but in the end it's soul-destroying and a waste of talent.
Yeah. So, as we've discussed, disconnection with their managers, some people above you, lack of motivation, yeah? So there are all these factors that employees in big companies just do nothing. Slacker, yeah? They
Yeah.
are slackers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's
So,
like
and
statistics.
yeah, but
Mhm.
actually, I also it seemed to me that I got the piece of information about like people are disconnected from the big companies, yeah, but people in small companies, they still don't understand how their small input can influence the world, and so that's why like the world, the business, and that's why they also don't they tend not to do anything. So
Actually, yeah. But actually, the advice was by David, like to split big company into some highly competitive small companies. Yeah, maybe it's better, but yeah, like you, I didn't catch the idea. Like, and in small companies, employees have to not work properly, yeah, again they are not so motivated. Yeah, and I liked the idea mentioned at the end is that at first it could be great, you not work, you have some money, but in the end it's like a waste of your talent, yeah, a waste of your time. So it's not a good idea, like to spend your whole life maybe working, but actually doing nothing.
yeah. So I think it might be a really degrading experience in case you have low level of how self-control maybe, and yeah, so something like that.
Yeah, it's absolutely true. From my perspective, maybe now when I'm so tired balancing all these things and just working and do nothing but get money, it sounds fantastic, but then you just can get bored, yeah, because we humans, we just need to do something, right?
Mhm.
So most of us are quite determined, ambitious, and we just want to get something done. So
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, agreed. But actually, I think that from psychological point of view, so it's a really great opportunity, to relax a bit because
Yeah.
I'm sure that a lot of people they are always in stress because they all have to pay their bills, they all have to buy food, and so they even don't have any opportunity to stop and to just lie down and do nothing for even
Yeah.
like a small period of time because they always have to pay for something. But I think this such experience could be a really nice opportunity to just slow down, yeah, and
Like
to
recharge, yeah,
yeah,
recharge your
yeah,
batteries.
yeah,
Yeah.
and to understand what you really want, maybe to go to a psychologist, maybe I don't know, something like that. So, but maybe this is because what I'm seeking now, and yeah, that's why
Yeah, me
it
too.
relates to
Yeah.
me.
I'm like seeking something. It's like, when I became mom at the age of 32, and I was really looking forward to that moment that I could go on maternity leave because I had been working hard when I was in my 20s, and the maternity leave, it means you just don't need to work, but you just do it not because you are lazy or unemployed, just because it's your right.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So, and most of my colleagues at this age, yeah, we're looking forward to maternity leave. It's like, good reason for that you can't work for some time. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, there are some deeper views and problems inside it because when you spend much time with your child, yeah, it's like the other story. But yes, it was like, a period when I didn't have to go to work. Yes, I was at home, getting up late, yeah, and like felt myself nice. And I got some money, yeah, because it was the maternity leave. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
like, then I wanted to come back to work. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I think so. Still, in the end, you will
Yeah.
want to do something. Yeah, but I
Yeah.
think to have this right, to have this opportunity to not to do at least not to do anything, but at least not to work for some time. I think
Yeah.
this is a really great
Yeah.
thing.
It's like a luxury, yeah, in our
Yeah,
life.
yeah,
A big luxury. Yeah.
yeah. Okay, so and I think that we should listen to it once again, yeah,
Mm.
because we have some numbers, yeah, here 1 and 3, 8 and 3 hours a week, 24%, and also conspiracy of silence, yeah, and so
Yeah.
a couple of more questions.
Yeah. Okay.
Mhm. So,
Track 30. Is David Bolchover's experience a freak occurrence? Well, maybe, but only in the sense that he was allowed to stay at home to not work. Bolchover argues that much of the workforce in many big companies is badly underemployed at work and backs up his arguments with a barrage of statistics. 1 in 3 of all midweek visitors to a UK theme park had phoned in sick. In 1 year, there were 9 million questionable requests for sick notes from the doctor. That's about a third of the working population. 2/3 of young professionals have called in sick because of a hangover, and on it goes. Once at work, things don't improve. On average, employees spend 8.3 hours a week accessing non-work-related websites, and 14.6% of all so-called working Americans say they surf the net constantly at work. 18.7% send up to 20 personal emails a day, and 24% said they had fallen asleep at their desk, in a toilet, or at a meeting. Bolchover argues that there's a conspiracy of silence over this workplace slacking. Workers have no vested interest in saying they do nothing, while businesses want to maintain their image of being highly efficient. Underemployment happens, he suggests, because workers feel a disconnection with big companies. Unlike with small companies, employees don't see how their small contributions fit into the whole picture. Furthermore, managers typically fail to develop or motivate workers because, he claims, in large corporations, people progress not by looking down, but by looking up. Instead of managing effectively and getting the most out of those under you, the way to get ahead is by advertising yourself and networking with those above you. People below you don't give promotions. With smaller companies, slacking happens less because workers see how failure to pull your weight can directly impact on colleagues and the company. Bolchover suggests the solution, therefore, is to break up large companies into smaller competitive units. From a worker's view, doing nothing might seem fun at first, but in the end it's soul-destroying and a waste of talent.
Yeah, actually, I failed to understand the first one. One
Oh,
in three.
I got it. So
Yeah.
1 in 3. So 1 in 3 visitors of amusement parks, they phoned them sick. So they pretended to be sick to go to an amusement park.
Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, 8.3 hours a week. Like it's percent of employees who just surf non-work related sites while at work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, and 24% of employees, they have fallen asleep at work, like at their desk, at the toilet, or at the meeting. So, yeah.
Yeah. So conspiracy of silence. It's like I believe HR, all these people in charge are aware of this problem. Yeah, like the problem of slacking, but actually I like this phrase, keep a blind eye to this
Mhm.
problem just because they want to maintain the image of that their company works efficiently.
Yeah, and I also like the phrase like usually employees don't have no best interest in saying they do nothing because the company wants to maintain this.
Yeah, I remember this phrase, from statistics.
Yeah.
Okay. And how can breaking up? Yeah, and I like this one more idea. Maybe I'm not quite sure. It's like when you work in a big company and you want to grow, to go up the career ladder, you just look up. So at people who have better place, better salary. So it's like you just look up, not look down to other people who are below you. Yeah.
Mhm.
And in these big companies, some managers fail to motivate these people and they
Mhm.
just stop, do nothing, sleep, go to amusement park. Yeah. So do nothing.
Yeah. And so like so there was a phrase, actually it's not a phrase, like people to promote themselves, so they like just advertise themselves, and they usually look up, not down, when they want to
Yeah.
promote in a big companies.
Yeah.
Okay.
And again, I think we have discussed that like smaller companies, smaller units are much better than just one big company. Because if you fail to do something while working in a little company, like it has an impact on everyone. Yes. So that's why in smaller companies, employees tend to work, not to play slacker. Yes, so they're more motivated because they just see the result of what they do, the effect of what they do.
Yeah, agree. So yeah, that's actually interesting.
Yeah.
Because I remember I used to work in a small company as well, and so I would so there were not so many clients, and that's why I used. There were days when I just didn't do anything, and I just sat at home and yeah, did nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
It,
was
de-
funny.
it depends, yeah. Because I remember I worked in a big company, Beeline, big call center, and it was so hard. Yeah, big company, so many supervisors keeping an eye on you, all these, like, some results, statistics. It was really hard. So it depends.
Yeah. I'm sure that actually, I believe that this book is a bit outdated. So I think that it's maybe of 2014 or 15.
Mhm.
And I think that within these like 10, 8 years, much has changed. So, yeah.
Yeah, like more and more companies, yeah, they're just really like, strict
Mm-hmm.
because it's like the is changing. Economics is changing right now. Yeah, so and many people work hard. I just can't believe myself that I can call, say I'm sick, and just go where I want. Yeah.
Actually, yeah, but as it's very funny because in the language center when I used to work last year, um, many teachers they did it like that. So they were like, "Oh my God, I have a sore throat, so that's why I won't come today." And so of course you had to replace these teachers, and so of course you have to like. Take care of your health of yourself because nobody will do it instead of you, but I think it's a kind of responsible thing, and actually in this company so it's actually much better because I have to replace someone only if these people are on vacation. But for example, in one group, I work in pair with one native speaker, and so he has 2 lessons with the group a week, and I have 1 lesson. And so he is very very irresponsible, so and he sometimes can say, "Oh guys, please, today I can't make it, so let's have a lesson on another day, or like let's have a lesson later or earlier." So yeah, something like that. And he seems not to care about
Maybe it's like their Western culture, they're
maybe.
different from us. Yeah. Maybe he's quite young. Maybe.
Um,
Yeah.
I'm not sure. But if judging by the photo, he's a bit older than me. So yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
But that's funny.
because they have a different situation, in my language center, if I get ill, just only there are 3 or 4 teachers in my language center, and if anyone gets ill, actually no one can substitute or replace, and then you either need to have this lesson in another time, maybe at weekends. It's not so convenient actually. So it's like, it's our employer says you mustn't be ill, you mustn't get ill, it's not in your interest. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's bad.
yeah. Okay, very controversial. Yeah, very ambiguous. Yeah, thing. Okay. Well, so and exercise 9. I believe actually that we discussed
Yeah,
all of the questions here. Yeah. So
yeah, so I think, yeah, we just talk so much about
yeah.
this problem. Yeah.
Okay, and so let's start understanding vocabulary. Yeah, it's adverb, adjective collocations. Adverbs that go before it modify the strength of the adjective. Like highly efficient, the meaning of the adjective. Financially rewarding, strongly with 1 or 2 adjectives, like mind-numbingly boring. Mind-numbingly boring. Oh my God, I have never heard.
Something you're what means mind numbingly boring? It's
Let
extremely boring. Perhaps.
So numbingly, it's in a way that makes you not able to feel something, either physically or emotionally. So the water was numbingly cold. I got so bored with the numbingly banal dialogue in the novel that I had to stop reading it.
Very
And
interesting phrase.
yeah, And mind-numbingly, it's in a way that it's extremely boring. Yeah.
Extremely boring. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So, and we should all the adverbs in italics in the sentence below possible. In each sentence, choose the one you think is most true for you. Ah, okay. Interesting.
Controversial question.
Yeah.
I believe like it's coming from the extremely like mind-numbingly, largely like mainly, and pretty it's like the least boring. Yeah. I believe.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would choose the last point. Like, yes, there are such jobs that are boring, but not most jobs, yeah? Because I'm quite happy person. All people around me, actually, they're happy with their jobs, working as engineers, teachers. My mom is an economist, so not feeling bored at all. Yeah, but of course, I believe some jobs can be pretty boring. But of course, there are some quite interesting, quite great jobs.
Yeah, so I think that for me, I would choose largely because I know a lot of people who work in companies and they do such primitive tasks, and so they are so not satisfied by the tasks, and yeah, so
It's mainly paper work,
yeah,
perhaps.
yeah, maybe just mainly paperwork, or these tasks, they are so small that you don't have any influence. You are like, the a small piece of a huge mechanism, and so you,
Yeah. But
yeah.
maybe we have this different perspective because you're from Moscow, quite big city. Yeah. And I believe, yeah, it's like 1 million people, but it's like, it's not the capital. So our perspective, our opinions, they're quite traditional, Yes. And like most of people here, yeah, they work and just feel quite nice. So judging by people that I know, who I know.
Yeah, yeah. And of course, in Moscow, there are much more like headquarters of big companies. And when you work in a big company, in most cases, you just do some really small range of tasks that might be quite boring. And yeah, that's why it's quite normal. But by the way, I prefer not to communicate a lot with people who don't like their jobs, because it's very, very depressing.
Depressing, yeah. Agree.
Okay.
Okay.
So the next one wording is
it's physically demanding, because look, when I see the word gardening, again, different cultures. You know that in Britain, gardening is quite popular hobby, but they just grow flowers. But in our country, we grow fruit, vegetables. And I remember my grandma, mom, so it's physically demanding and physically hard job.
Okay, so I would actually, for me, choose either technically demanding or not terribly demanding, because I have never had dacha, and I have never had this experience of like true Russian gardening.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I had, yeah, that's why.
yeah. So that's why my mom grows. Oh my God, how are they called? Fialki, like violets, maybe.
Violets, yeah, violets here.
So yeah, so she's growing violets, and it's not physically demanding, but it's technically demanding, because they are very, capricious, and yeah, they need a lot of space, and they need a right size of their pots, and yeah, so they are quite capricious.
Yeah,
plants.
I see. Okay, yeah. So I see your point. Yeah.
Okay, so nursing.
Nursing, it's like working in kindergarten, working with young children, yeah?
Or maybe in the hospital, like to
In
care about
hospital.
patients.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
I wouldn't actually choose any of these.
Yeah. So, okay, fairly rewarding. Just because, again, I know some people, they work for poor salary actually, but they don't give up working in hospitals or in the kindergartens. They enjoy. No, it depends on their personality, actually. Yeah, so they just so helpful, so kind, and in some way, yeah, it's rewarding for them. But they're not so ambitious. They're so calm people, actually. So for them, that's like a rewarding. Yeah, but for most people who want to travel a lot, maybe have a good accommodation to live in. So it's not this type of work that can help.
Yeah. Unfortunately, because
Yeah,
I'm sure that this is a really important job, and yeah,
yeah.
so
It would be great if we say it's financially rewarding, but
yeah.
not.
Okay. So teaching kids is emotionally utterly quite draining. Draining. Oh wow.
Mhm.
And utterly, what is it? I forgot.
Perhaps exactly like extremely.
Yeah, completely,
Very, yeah,
extremely.
completely. Oh, for my experience, I mainly work with teenagers, adults. I have some groups with children,
Mhm.
but groups are not so big, like 5 or 6 children, and it's not emotionally draining for me, quite draining,
Mhm.
because it depends on their mood, and some days they feel so, mm, I know, like moody. I mean,
Mhm.
children
Yeah.
themselves, yeah. And as a result, whatever I do, like nothing, yeah, helps me to get the most out of my teaching. Yeah, so quite draining. But if to speak about our schools, state schools with so big classes, I believe there it's utterly draining.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that at schools, yeah, unfortunately, it's utterly draining because you also have a lot of like paperwork, and you have a lot of demands from the Ministry of Education. Yeah, and these demands, they are impossible to
Yeah, yeah.
fulfill. So, but as for me, I would also say quite draining because I had groups, also like mini groups, and I actually liked the age of 3 and 4 years old children because they are so sunny, and despite the fact that you spend a lot of energy on them, and you spend a lot of time to prepare the lessons because you have to be very prepared, still the emotional feedback from them is so high that it like gives you energy. Yeah.
Like emotionally rewarding.
Yeah, it's more emotionally rewarding than draining. So
But I believe not financially rewarding, even in
uh,
Moscow. Yeah.
yeah. So, but actually, it depends. It depends
It
on
depends.
it depends on the uh,
School,
on
perhaps.
school.
Yeah.
Yeah, it depends on the school. But if we speak about, for example, something like Skyeng or something like that, so of course the prices there for teachers, they are very, very low. Yeah, but
It
I know
depends on the
that
school.
but I know that maybe for I know that many teachers from not from Moscow, yeah, but from other regions, they see Skyeng and other services like this as a really nice like extra
Yeah,
and
it's just
another source of income. Yeah, of course, not the
it's
main one, but
convenient.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. It's convenient. Yeah, you like work at home online and still have
Mhm,
some money. So yeah,
mhm,
but then like something changes. It's good for young teachers, yeah. But then when you get a chance, you just would that your work, you want your work to be paid well, yeah. So
Mhm.
because you just like you have said, you spend so much time, you make these plans, you get prepared, yeah. So it was like me, you know, at the beginning of my working, I was like this, but now I'm not going to work for too low salary.
Yeah. Yeah, so actually, one like my former colleague from my last language center, she offered me like she offered me corporate teaching, yeah, because they start a new like branch, yeah, of teaching like corporate English, and so she knew that I'm doing this, and she asked me like to start working there again, and she asked me to come to the office, and it would take me about an hour to go there from my home, and like 2 times a week for 1 hour lesson, and the cost of this lesson would be about 800 ruble, like
Oh,
maybe, or
it's
850. Yeah, and so if we also take into account that I would
commute
spend,
a lot here and
yes,
spend.
I would spend like 1 hour to go there, 1 hour to go back, and also like more than 100 ruble to pay
Yeah.
for the metro. So like,
Yeah, okay, yeah, sure.
uh,
Yeah.
so I just I
Because,
understood that
yeah,
it's not
I like
profitable.
this phrase, like, you know, I somewhere read it, like you should sell yourself high, like this. You just should value yourself and you sell yourself high, but I'm not
Mhm.
sure about something like that. Yeah, again, and you know, I'm so good get interested and sometimes surprised by English language. So they sell each other, yes. So like,
Mhm.
you know, it's not like our soul, our heart, like in Russian culture, but they just sell themselves high. It means value. Do not underestimate yourself. You are professional. So
Mhm.
like,
Yeah,
yeah,
so I think it would be really nice if the person would live in the like near this office, yeah, in this
yeah.
place, and so I think it would be okay. So if it would take no more than 10 minutes on foot to go
Yeah.
there, but if you have to like go there by metro more than like almost an hour, so it's not the way
Yeah,
how it
yeah.
works. Yeah.
And
Okay.
oh, actually have to go, by the
Yeah,
way.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
we
are
can then
outside.
discuss it. Yeah,
Yeah,
next
yeah.
lesson.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
can finish the discussion like next lesson together with Angela, I guess, maybe.
yeah, it's really interesting, you know. Yeah, I just like such exercises. Yeah,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's like so much to talk. Yeah,
Yeah.
and discuss. Yeah.
Okay, so
Okay,
then
thank
thank you
you.
very much. Have a nice day.
Yeah,
Yes, I'll see you.
yeah, you too. Yeah, see you next week.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Bye.